Good
Good
morning.
morning. Hi,
Yeah.
good morning, Vernon. Good
Good
morning.
morning, sir.
Welcome to Straight Talk with Daily Tribune.
I am Vernon Velasco.
And I am Coffee Manalo.
And today we are having
we have a
Justice
very
Acosta.
very distinguished legal luminary to discuss one of the hottest issues na
Not one,
pinag-
I think the hottest.
the hottest ngayon na issue na pinag-uusapan sa bansa, yung
The West
issue
Philippines.
ng West Philippine Sea, yung ano natin diyan, yung ating issue with real estate sa part na yan ng mundo. And ang nangyayari kasi masyado nang nagiging muddled yung lying issue, di ba? The other party is saying that they won and kaya pero kung nanalo yung sila, bakit nawala sa atin yung property na yon?
I think it's it's basically with respect to whether the other party honors the ruling.
So
and that's what happens when you think you're right.
And kabilang information ang narinig natin from iba-ibang sectors, iba-ibang corners. So siguro para mas malinawan tayo kung ano talaga yung nangyari diyan. Let's discuss it from a legal perspective. That's why we have today sabi ko kanina, one of the legal luminary, distinguished legal luminary sa bansa. So Vernon, if you want to
welcome
the honor to introduce our guest today.
Welcome Justice Francisco Acosta. Good morning po.
Good morning po, Justice Acosta.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Confi and Vernon.
Thank you very much for gracing us today and giving us your time despite your busy schedule. So
Yes. It's also an honor and pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you po. So let's fire the first question. So Justice Acosta, let's go straight to the point. What did we really want in that The Hague ruling concerning the West Philippine Sea? And did the ruling really clearly define who owns that part of the ocean? And did the ruling even define our claims sa EEZ natin?
Okay, first of all, I would like to clarify my role here. I do not have any claim to be an expert or to specialize in international law. I think very few lawyers could have that claim, and even the Supreme Court. I think we have only to acknowledge the legal luminary on the international law, that is Justice Francis Hardelesa and Justice Antonio Carpio. We have a practicing international lawyer recognized at that, our secretary, the spokesman, Harry Roque. So we have very few lawyers who are specialized in that field. What I understand is I am being interviewed here. I'm here as president of the Lex Talionis Fraternitas and the San Bedalo alumni, which issued manifestos regarding several publications on this matter. And what we affirm and what we steadfastly hold is the President's role as the chief architect of our foreign policy. Being the chief architect of foreign policy, we should abide by whatever he stands by. So on this issue on the West Philippine Sea, there are many things that should be considered. Number one is the factual basis. Who has possession of what are the real facts.
Mhm.
And the second is the law.
Mhm.
I think everybody would agree with me that the president has the access
Mhm.
to all the facts that is necessary.
Mhm.
So if he convinced the National Council, if he talks to ex-presidents,
Mhm.
and if he avails of the advices of our public officials
Yes.
who are knowledgeable on the matter, like Senator Ponce Enrile, he is in that position. No?
Mhm.
Of course, we can always discuss that, and everybody's right should be respected. This is a democratic country.
Mhm.
Lahat naman tayo, kahit saan tayo naroroon, nagiinuman lang tayo dyan, lahat na, we discuss everything
Mhm.
from barangay matters up to international matters. Pinag-uusapan natin yan, lalo na kung we are under the influence of good spirits.
Yeah.
No? So I hope I am
Yes, sir.
I'm
Yeah.
clarifying that matter. I'm
Yeah.
not here as a legal luminary. No?
Mhm.
Mhm.
What
This
I
particular
know
issue.
as a lawyer
Mhm.
is what the Supreme Court has all consistently upheld.
Mhm.
The Supreme Court consistently ruled that the president is the chief architect of foreign policy.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, sir,
So we have to abide by whatever the president says.
Mhm.
We have to rely on his wisdom. He is, after all, the highest elected official of the land, especially our sitting president, President Duterte, who maintains the confidence and the approval of the people,
Mhm.
both on trust and performance.
Mhm. So justice, the president is privy to the facts, but some posit that his pronouncement must be very ambiguous and therefore misinterpreted. So that's very dangerous kasi it's very binding. So this negative pronouncement might be taken by the other party as as very serious. Do you think that the president should clarify that he's joking?
Can I have that again, please?
Yeah. So you've actually clarified in your statement. You've explained the waste basket statement of President Duterte, right? Do you think that the president should go at it again and say, "I was just joking," or no?
I'm sorry, I don't really hear you loud and clear.
Yeah. Hello.
So,
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Please.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think justice. The danger on this is that it might be taken as very ambiguous. And the danger is that the pronouncement of the president, whatever he says, might be construed as serious. And what if it's taken by the other party as being serious nga? And do you think he should say that he's just joking?
The problem is sometimes we don't hear the president loud and clear.
Mhm.
Yes, yes, correct.
And sometimes he's interpreted or misinterpreted
Yes.
depending on who is trying to construe his pronouncement on the matter.
Yeah.
But the truth is, the president has never surrendered or ceded any part of our territory, whether land or sea.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That is very clear.
Mm-hmm.
Sir, Justice, you mentioned in your statement kanina na follow up na rin sa question ni Vernon na there are two issues here. One is law and the actual possession of facts. So the president, being the chief architect of the country's foreign policy, we can safely say that he has all the facts. He has possession of the facts to make a to make a learned decision on our foreign policy. So do you think because of because he has the facts, he has possession of several things that we ordinary citizens do not know. Do you think he is handling the WPS issue to the best interest of the country?
Like a majority, and then an overwhelming majority of our people, I have full trust on the president because I trust in his patriotism, in his nationalism, in his wisdom, and even in his vision. And as president, he has to take a lot of things into consideration. Marami po, he has to weigh at things, a lot of things, no? This is not just a relationship between husband and wife. Yung relationship nga, iisa lang husband and wife, kung minsan very complicated. This is a relationship between two countries, no? And we're dealing with not a simple property. It's not about a car or a pet or a house. No, we are talking about sea, our territorial sea or special economic zone, as they call it. And this is all in the high seas. Ngayon, even our international napaka-complicated. We have, they classify structures or what do you call this, things in the sea, yung mga shoal, meron tayong those high tide elevation, yung nakikita mo, kahit na high tide, makikita mo yung structure, no, makikita mo. Yun naman iba, you can only see them during low tide, no? Inaano yan, classify. Kasi kung makikita mo yung isang island or islet during high tide, independent structure siya, meron siyang territorial sea. Pagka naman nakikita lang during low tide, meron iba naman ang classification niya, no? Kaya hindi natin alam kung anong mga classification ng mga shoals na yan at saka mga reefs na yan.
Yes, sir.
And yun okay, yung sabi niya, no, the president has to consider many things. In fact, that and one of the issues there is, of course, yung international trade, because that part of the ocean is a international trade route.
Yes.
So aside from the Philippine interest, the sitting president or President Rodrigo Duterte also has to consider the international implications of his decisions regarding that particular area.
Sa trade, wala pa naman tayong issue dyan, ano? Wala pa naman tayong issue. I think yung right of passage, hindi pa naman, nobody is preventing anybody from crossing the China Sea. No? What we are now, what is now in dispute are the claims on the exploitation of natural resources. Yung sea, saka yung exploration ng mineral gas or oil, no? Yun ngayon ang parang pinag-uusapan. At hindi naman nagpapabaya ang ating administration. As a matter of fact, soon magkukonvene na naman yung bilateral arbitration mechanism or something like that, no? Mag-meet na naman sila para sa ganun. They will try to explore all avenues of agreement. Nag-uusap naman tayo with China.
Justice? Justice, the Philippines, yeah, it has been actually established that the Philippines does not stand a chance in combat against China. But we've actually resorted to, peacetime confrontation, and we've actually won it in reference to the Hague. So, can that be enforced?
Vernon, hindi masyadong klaro sa akin ang dating mo eh. Please,
Yes po.
pakiano
Sorry.
lang. Oo.
Yeah. Justice, can you hear me well? Hello po?
I did not get the question really.
Yeah. Justice, yan. How do I go?
Kindly repeat the question, please.
Yeah. Yeah, Justice, the Philippines does not stand a chance against China in terms of war. But we've actually resorted to peacetime confrontations, and we've actually won in The Hague.
Mhm.
But, tama nga naman si Presidente kasi parang, alam mo yun, it's just a mere scrap of paper if it cannot be enforced. So, is there an enforcement mechanism po sa ruling na mapuperson natin?
On the arbitral, are you talking about the arbitral award?
Yes po, yes,
Mhm.
Justice.
Okay. Well, in the first place, China does not recognize the arbitral award.
Yes,
No?
yes.
Whether there are portions of the arbitral award which China can invoke in his favor, but since it does not recognize the arbitral award, and it appears that there is no enforcer
Yes, correct.
who can compel China to abide by the arbitral award. There is a stalemate in that matter. As a matter of fact, we are trying to enforce it being something that's favorable sa atin. Even our president consistently and has never disputed the arbitral award.
Yes po.
No? Ang problema natin, how can we enforce it?
Yes.
We tried it. Nagkaroon tayo ng ang naging neutral na diyan, Amerika.
Yes.
What happened? Okay, sabi, okay, mag-withdraw muna tayo from this alan. So, nag-withdraw tayo. Ang China hindi nag-withdraw. Ba't naman ganon, di ba? And this happened not during the time of the president. It happened during the time of the previous administration.
Correct, yeah.
Hindi naman si presidente ang nag-fumble.
And even now,
Was not President Duterte who fumbled or who surrendered an inch of whatever is due us.
In fact, di ba, mas matigas nga ang pronouncement ngayon ni Presidente. Walang atrasan, walang alisan sa sa mga pinadala niyang Chief Justice, tituloy po natin ating discussion. Maganda yung ating pag-uusap magkakaroon muna tayo ng commercial break, and then after we come back, tutuloy natin ating pag-uusap about the West Philippine Sea.
watching Straight Talk with Justice Nick Acosta. Justice, balik po tayo sa argumento kanina, no? So, the Philippines do not have the wherewithal to actually wage war against China. And, you know, if the two parties have actually agreed that, you know, that they will have this bilateral
Consultative.
yeah,
talks.
it's the approach is gonna be consultative. Parang in the previous administration, with the Philippines actually consulting to The Hague, the breach pa nga yung trust na yun eh. So, do you still have faith po that this imbroglio will be settled amicably?
Again, hindi maliwanag yan.
Yeah, do you have faith, Justice, that, you know, this will be settled amicably?
Bilaterally.
I'm very confident.
Mhm.
I'm very confident that it will be settled amicably, no? Huwag naman tayong masyadong nakakasiguro na yung claims natin lahat pwede natin makuha at the end that we cannot be too certain na yung territory na dinidispute natin talagang sa atin. Kasi sinasabi naman ng China, meron din naman silang yung sinasabing 9-dash line,
Yeah.
no? Na sa kanila, everything within the South China Sea. At marami naman nagdi-dispute, not only tayo, may dinidispute ng Japan,
Vietnam,
and Malaysia,
Malaysia.
no? And I don't know how this will be finally resolved, no? Pero mabuti sana kung it will be resolved through our mutual understanding or agreement.
Yes.
At this time, we have to rely on the good faith of everybody that we are negotiating in earnest.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Justice, if you were to adjudicate, let's say, if you were to just adjudicate in your courtroom, China's argument, historical argument, and you know, this 9-dash line, 10-dash if you will, has been instilled in every, you know, in every level of person in China. I mean, does it actually merit legal legitimacy?
At this point, I don't think we have all the necessary facts in order to render a judgment, no? Lahat naman ng judgments depends, as I've said, on two things. One, the factual basis, and the other is the legal basis. Sa ngayon, in my humble position, and most of us, we really don't have the necessary facts. No?
Justice, you mentioned kanina, no, that you have faith that this issue can be resolved peacefully or diplomatically. So from that point of view, do you think bilateral talks between China and the Philippines, or involving all the parties concerned, should be the best approach, or multi-party approach, like all the claimants?
Right now we have the bilateral consultative mechanism,
Yes.
no, on the South China Sea between China and the Philippines. Well, it will be good if we will have a multilateral talks which will involve other countries, no? Pero if at this point hindi pa natin nare-resolve between us and China, siguro mahirap kung mas marami, baka mas magulo. I don't know. No? I don't know if it is more advantageous if it will be multilateral. So far, we have this bilateral mechanism, which is in progress. As a matter of fact, according to the papers, this will be their 6th meeting, no?
Senator Enrile, yung policy niya sa South China Sea is, the Philippines should really take the diplomatic approach when dealing with China regarding the West Philippine Sea. While at the same time, the Philippines should also strengthen its military capabilities para magkaroon tayo ng konting leverage when it comes to negotiations. And right now, no, if we, although it's not being highlighted by the administration, but silently, the Philippines is slowly building up its military capabilities. In fact, I think the Philippines is more militarily capable compared to previous administration. So do you think part to ng strategy ng the government without talking too much about it is actually doing these things already, taking the diplomatic route, dealing with China, while at the same time strengthening its military capabilities so that pagdating ng araw, meron naman tayong konting pangpitik.
When the shit hits the fan.
Yeah. For all we know, our government is doing that, no? Of course, mahirap naman lahat ng gagawin ng gobyerno, especially with respect to our national security. Kailangan medyo may konting confidentiality.
Yes.
And, to our advantage naman siguro kung silang nakakaalam yung mga officials who are really involved in national security. Let's trust our government, no? After all, we have chosen a president with overwhelming majority. So, and as a matter of fact, hanggang ngayon, his trust rating is very high. So, let's abide by what he says and trust in his judgment, in his wisdom, and even in his vision.
Justice, other than bilateral cooperation, I think the reason China does not honor or did not participate in the arbitral ruling is that, it is, it's legitimate right under international law to choose its manner of dispute resolution. So, what do you think is in the works other than the bilateral cooperation to actually just, fix things up?
As I've said, as the humble citizen, and as one who doesn't really have any claim to specialty or knowledge on this matter, I would rather defer on the judgment of the president. This is a very complicated matter, as I have said. No, we can be talking about it every night and but we will not reach any viable conclusion because we are not in possession of all the necessary facts. And even are we equipped legally so that we can arrive at a wise and a legally sustainable conclusion.
Yeah. But Justice, in your knowledge, China and the Philippines are actually states party to UNCLOS, let's say. So, what's the consequence if China, which it actually does not honor the
No, we are a signatory to the UNCLOS, no? But I don't know if China is. And China does not recognize the arbitral award.
Yes, po.
There is one suggestion that we go to the International Court of Justice coming from Justice Panganiban. No? But, it is for our legal experts to decide on that and recommend to the president. And that will be a judgment call for the president.
Ito, Justice, in your opinion lang, what do you think of the suggestion from Beijing to basically just shelve differences and explore
Bilateral talks,
joint exploration of the resources in the South China Sea, including those of the
Alam mo, kaya nga we are going through this consultative meetings with China, no? So we can arrive at some sort of agreement on how we can even jointly go on exploration of the South China Sea for gas or oil.
When we do joint exploration, who will now have the biggest share of the pie?
Yeah.
Who yun yung issue.
Correct, yeah. For someone who doesn't, respect boundaries.
Well, that will depend on your agreement, on your resources, on your contribution to the exploration, no? If the oil or gas will clearly come from your economic zone or territory, you should share more.
And I don't know if you want to comment on this, but the president is clearly trying to de-escalate the tension. I can understand that point of view of the president, why he's trying to stay away from yung intervention ng other countries, ng third parties, no?
Yeah.
Like the mga Western countries. So I think he's just trying to de-escalate the tension there. But there is a strong initiative ngayon coming from the West. In fact, merong alliance ngayon ng naval alliance diyan sa West Philippine Sea from the US, Canada, UK, Australia, Japan. They're sending naval assets there sa West Philippine Sea. Do you agree with the president's decision to stay away from that from participating sa mga military exercise ngayon diyan sa West Philippine Sea, just to not to add to the escalation ng tension?
That is a wise move on the part of the president, kasi mahirap naman baka mamaya maano lang tayo sa crossfire, no? Kung magka naglaban ng mga higante,
casualty lang
yung mga langgam kailangan na magtago-tago kasi at this point kasi ala naman girihan pa lang naman yan, no? And we have not seen any use of force or any of that sort, no? And we don't see anything that will work to our advantage at this point in time. Let's leave it up for the president.
Yes.
No?
What do you think, Justice? What do you think of this? Justice Carpio actually said that the president's pronouncement early on, sinabi yung waste paper basket something, is basically an impeachable offense based on on the grounds of treason, on the grounds of whatnot.
Well, the Justice Carpio is a legal luminary. He knows his legal reliefs.
Yeah.
If he really believes that the president is violating the Constitution
or committed treason,
well, he has always can always go to the Supreme Court, no? Or if he says that he's committing an impeachable offense, then can always go to Congress and ask them to initiate an impeachment proceeding. So until he does that, I think we don't see any clear direction where he's going.
We will be having a short break again, and when we return, we will have a lighter conversation with Justice Francisco Acosta.
We'll be back.
We'll be back.
Click, click, that's it. Never thought self-service can be this slick. Modify plans in a snap, walang hirap, it's a wrap. Just tap the app. Now you can check, view, subscribe, renew. Help and support for you. Out with the ring apps or the in thing, you know what to do. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Self-service and easy to use, mas okay tayo dyan. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Instant response, no hold time pa, wala nang hintayan. Download Globe at Home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan. Download the Globe One and Globe at Home apps from Google Play Store and Apple App Store now. Download Globe at Home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan.
Viber is the free and secure way to connect with friends and family, anywhere. Send messages and make phone and video calls for free. Download Viber now.
Manong Joe po!
At Ate Maita,
Matapos ang magkasunod na buwang pagbaba, bagyang tumaas ang overall electricity rates ng halos 9 centavos per kilowatt hour ngayong buwan. At paalala lang po, maging energy efficient po tayo.
lalo pag mainit. Dahil mas hirap ang appliances at mas makonsumo. Buti may bright ideas tayo na based sa Meralco Power Lab tests. Engineer Alfred?
Alam nyo ba, ang lumang aircon, mas mataas ang konsumo. Up to 682 pesos ang dagdag kada buwan kumpara sa bago. Mas energy efficient kasi ang technology ng bagong aircons. At kung inverter, pwedeng lampas 1,000 pesos ang savings per month. Piliin din yung may horsepower na sakto sa laki ng kwarto. Kung hindi, halos 1,000 ang extra gastos buwan-buwan.
Sundan ang tips na to. And visit our website para you have the power this summer.
You are watching Straight Talk with Justice Nick Acosta. So Justice, we are just going to have a very,
lighter
little
conversation.
Yeah, so we're just going to show you some pictures and then you're just gonna give your words.
The
on them.
immediate word that comes into your mind
Yeah.
to describe those pictures.
Your top of mind. So here goes.
Wow, beauty!
Next. OFWs.
Our modern day heroes.
Okay.
Mabayani natin yan.
Yeah. Next.
Pagka medyo hopeless ka na. Victim ka na.
Next.
I'm not sure I know him.
Next answer.
Clever. Next.
Ganda rin yan, no? Our next president.
Next.
Next photo.
Wow. Reading readable material.
Next.
Next photo.
I'm not sure who she is. Sorry.
Next.
Next.
Yan ang idol ng bayan.
Justice, it has been a delight having you with us today. Any parting word?
Actually, we learned a lot from him today.
Actually, yeah. Parting word, Justice.
Well, thank you very much. It's an honor and a pleasure to be with you. I am here not as a legal luminary, as I've said. No, I'm just here as an ordinary citizen, watching the events as they unfold, and I am more or less a super senior citizen. So there are a lot of events that I have witnessed, and so far, this is the only president that deserves 100% of our trust, and we should just follow what he says.
Well said.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Justice, Nick Acosta. Maraming salamat po.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's an honor for me.
So,
Meet you.
And that's it for today's Straight Talk. My name is Vernon Velasco.
And I am Confi Manalo.
Good morning.
Good morning.